Dozens of cyclists made their way through Bollinger County to honor the thousands of Cherokee people forcibly removed from their homelands. The annual 2026 Remember the Removal bike ride is a 950-mile ride that began in Georgia. Earlier this week, the cyclists crossed from Kentucky into Illinois and visited Mantle Rock, a certified site on the Trail of Tears National Historic Trail. We caught up with one cyclist who told us what the ride means for her.
I am so proud to be Cherokee, and I used to be a professor of ethnic studies and American Indian studies, and I was teaching this history in classrooms for decades. But there's something different between teaching it and reading it in books and then being able to experience it and live it. And in my new life, I don't get to work with young people as often, and so being a mentor rider to these incredible young people has just been the greatest gift.
The cyclists plan on arriving in Farmington tonight, staying at a hotel, and then hopping back on the road tomorrow morning. Their journey will continue until they reach their final destination at Tahlequah, Oklahoma.